you can accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportions. What needs its old testament in there? Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire, brimstone, up the sky, rivers, seas, oil, darkness, geographic, debris, human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria.
Well, listen, you hope that I had a good week. No, Tiny, I hope that you had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend as well. I want to give a shout out to everybody because it is raining outside. I'm looking, and it's really dreary. It's kind of gross. They said that there would be freezing rain and sleet. I hear that up north there's a whole bunch of snow too as well. I'm not really sure, but it's gloomy here. It's very gloomy. But hey, what can you do? At least we're here. And if you're listening, well, then your day is already better because I'm here with you, setting the standard and raising the bar here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real award-winning media puppet from the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell. I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining into the show. Shout out to a couple of people. Mary Murr, of course, always first. See Cato over here first-ish on I guess, YouTube. We're here on YouTube, Facebook, and X. YouTube, Facebook, and X, and also Instagram. So shout out to Tiny, Big M, a couple other people that did join in, but I wasn't able to see it. You know what happens is that these chats end up going up a little bit, and then I lose everything. So if you did come in, thanks so much for joining us and being a part of the show. Here we are. It is the 8th day of February in the year 2025. It is 9:25 here on the East Coast. And of course, we are broadcasting coast to coast and around the world. So just make sure that if you are joining us as well, that you tell everybody we're broadcasting on WDCE 90.1 FM. That is the longest running independent radio station here in Richmond. So the longest independent radio station here in Richmond, here at the University of Richmond. But then you might say, hey, well, Sam, I'm not in Richmond. So how do I listen if I'm not in Richmond? Well, if you're watching at Sam Newsman, you're already catching a portion of the show. Now, I must tell you, the way how this operates and works is, well, it's quite simple. There are segments of the show where I am on the screen. So shout out to Time Traveler. Shout out to LAI Dar 5. And so there are certain times where it will be radio only. Those are times when I'm playing songs and themes, which will be coming up in just a few moments. But if you're not here locally, you might say, hey, Sam, well, how do I listen to those? Well, you download the Live 365 app. Search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to the radio-only segments of the show. Now, the next segment after this one is a radio-only segment as well. So we're going to play some themes. And we're going to come back with Professor Deep Cut Dave on the other side of the break. It's Black History Month. I know that the Pentagon has... the Pentagon has canceled Martin Luther King Day and Black History Month. So they've canceled all of those, but we didn't cancel it here. There was a moment where we thought that probably the directive would be that we needed to cancel Black History Month here too, but that's not the case. We can keep proceeding and moving forward. So the professor will come along in a few moments, and we'll talk about some sitcoms and some themes in honor of Black History Month. So some things you might not have heard, or things you might have forgotten about altogether. But either way, the professor will be with us here in about 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes after this little music break. So there's going to be a radio-only segment and the professor will be with us. We'll talk about a few things. And then we'll come back, and at the top of next hour is when I will probably piss everyone off. Well, no, I don't mean to. I mean, you might be actually ecstatic. What we're going to talk about at the top of the next hour at 10 o'clock, 10:05, 10:10-ish, we're going to talk about doggy. What? Wait, not doggy. Doge, Doge. Oh, yeah, that Doge. Well, it's spelled dog e. That's what I thought it was. So it's the dog e. No, Doge, Doge. I like Doge. I mean, you got to take the e and say the Doge. So it's the Department of Government Efficiency. The Department of Government Efficiency seems to be just putting everybody in a bunch. Everybody's upset, and we're gonna go over it. So, but in the meantime, shout out to Free Rollin'. Shout out to NURYOHIN 5150. How about that? Marcelo is here as well. So, guys, thanks so much for joining in. We are broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram as well. Make sure you download the Live 365 app. And okay, if you don't want to do that, just go to WDCE.org or WDCE.net. You'll be able to listen to the radio-only segments of the show. But yes, we'll get into Doge. We'll get into ICE. Ice, baby. Yeah, no, I mean, people are in a tizzy about that. Oh man, Richmond's going insane. Oh yes, and yes, co-ed sports, right? Co-ed sports. That's a big topic of discussion, and I'm sure that when we talk about that, so we'll talk about co-ed sports. We'll talk about ICE and deportations and Doge. Yes, we'll talk all about that stuff at the top of next hour. What was that? 10:05, 10:10-ish. So, and I'm not trying to upset anybody. I'm just going to lay out the facts. What's been going on? I have no dog in the fight, really. I'm just here to give you the most accurate information as possible. So, you keep talking trash and Doge is going to cut your funding. Yeah, no, well, hey, listen, I'm not a part of PBS. So thank God NPR, publicly funded BS? NPR, no, listen, not a part of those operations, but I tell you what, they might be cut soon. Same thing with the Department of Education. Oh my gosh, so much. And of course, we'll get into all of that, like I said, at the top of next hour, 10:10-ish. And we'll be back on the Sam Cams with that. But in the meantime, like I said, we do want to get over to Dave here. Got a couple of cartoon jams and some sitcom jams. Like I said, in honor of Black History Month, because the Pentagon has taken it away. Shout out to Skydro. Make sure you do use the code Skydro. That's SKYDRO at extremesets.com. Your photographs might not look as good as Skydro Walker on Instagram, but you will save 15% by using the code Skydro. That's SKYDRO at extremesets.com. It is 9:30 here on the 8th day of February in the year 2025. Radio only segment coming up with the Professor Deep Cut Dave, here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real award-winning media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.